special audience. And the project is called Time Traveling to Let You Go. And here is one of the pathways. It all starts with a handshake. Most stories do. You introduce yourself and hope to remember his name, but how could you forget it? It'll soon become a broken record inside your head. An unspoken bond, a contained mess. Taking over every thought while gracefully drawing a smile on your face. An ongoing search to define each other, to discover all the nuances of what it means to be us. I swear when I was with him, I became him, part of him. A ghost limb of an emotional prosthesis. More than a symbiosis, it was a codependence. And I had always been in between places, but he was already there. He was ready. For me, for us, for whatever this could be. But I wasn't. I was a restless explorer trying to navigate a jungle of temptation and open possibilities. Options. The ultimate killer of choice. The more you have to choose from, the less likely you are to stick to one. So how did it got so far? I have no idea. Another entry to the tales of the unexpected. I guess serendipity is part of the city's DNA, and stubbornness is part of ours. Most couples are held together by illusions. I don't know if you know that already. But we were together only because it hurt too much to be alone. You know, maybe you've been through that. I used to call him Richard because he's a dick. And he's my Achilles dick. Cunning, crafty, and astute. There was a clear pattern in all the men in my history. It seemed I always liked them damaged. But you know, you can always know how much power do you have over another man as long as you give him something. And you don't know someone until you know what they want. I wanted to get with him. He wanted something from me. Arguing with him was the best way to time travel, I'd say. He would always find ways to make me go back to the many mistakes I've made in the past. One time I told him, I'd rather be a beautiful failure than a deficient success, so let that sink in. Now with every hour, it feels I am depleted of a different part of myself, and now I am standing in this fork in the road not knowing where to go. It's all because of him. It's because I let him steal my youth, and everyone knows you can own all the magic in the world. You cannot buy the stars, so I had to compromise to be with him. I had to deny a part of myself to remain with him. And I learned I had to choose my battles. And when you have to choose your battles, always choose the battles with yourself. I was left with two choices. So I pressed the reset button. We were wrong thinking we could fix this. Now all I am left with is nothing but a cynical detachment toward memory. So let's just play in the ruins. Telling my story with words that are not mine. Telling my story with his words. A lie I was forced to witness. Maybe I was lonely, willing to worship anything that could make me feel seen. But I was reborn. Or should I say, aborted. An emotional fetus that could barely exist by himself, but had to learn to live outside of the toxic womb. Have you ever felt this? Have you ever felt the feeling of getting your shit back together? The feeling that you're moving on. The feeling of finally letting go.